Hello guys, welcome to Coding Cafe. My name is Mohammed Ali and in this video we will develop the sign in with Facebook using Flutter. So let's start the project. First of all, open your favorite browser and just type this URL, which is github.com/codingcafe1/social_f-login. Press enter and it will redirect you to this page. Okay, here you can simply click code and download zip. It has been downloaded. Now let's cut it from the downloads, and on the desktop I will simply paste it. Now right click on it, click on extract here. Now you can delete this zip file. Okay, this is our project file. Rename this and we will remove the master from it and we will give it name as social Facebook sign in app. Okay, remember the name of the project must be in small English alphabets. Do not give any space. Instead of space you can use underscore. So this is our project. Now open up the Android Studio and simply click on open, and on the desktop I have this social Facebook sign in app. Okay, select this and click OK. So now expand this. Inside the lib we have main.dot, which contain the basic code. Now first of all you will see this cross sign. Okay, most of you will not, but if someone see this, okay, we have to confirm that is our SDK path is already set. So for that you have to simply click on file and then click on settings and then click on languages and frameworks, click on dot. Okay, here you have to simply click on this check button, enable dot support, and from here we have to provide our .sdk path, that is our Flutter SDK. Okay, so you have to simply navigate by simply clicking here. Okay, in my case my Flutter SDK is inside the C drive. Okay, here you can see Flutter. Inside the Flutter we have bin, and inside the bin we have cache. Inside the cache we have .-sdk. Select .-sdk and click OK, and then click apply and then click OK, and you will see this enable .support button now. Okay, so just click on this enable .support button and that's it. So simple and so easy. Just open up the terminal and write this command, which is flutter pub get. You can also run this command automatically by simply clicking here on tools, flutter pub get. Now it will basically import all the required packages. Here you can see the red lines has been gone successfully. Now here we need to click here, okay, before this material app, and then click here on this yellow bulb wrap with widget, and we will change this widget to multi provider. Okay, just like this, and then we can simply say providers, change notifier provider, create context. Here we have to pass our signing controller as well as our login page. So for that let's just quickly create that. Right click on lib, okay, new dot file, and we can give it name as login controller, and we can say class login controller with change notifier. Right click on lib, new dot file, and we will give it name as login page. Import the material dot. We will create stateful widget, name as login page. Okay, now come back here to the main.dot, and here we can say that is first of all our login controller. Then we can say child login page, and here you will say home login page. Now before we go ahead and start designing the login page, let me tell you, we have already added the dependencies for using the Flutter Facebook, okay, and the provider dependency, as well as we have added the assets which contain these images, okay, facebook.png and fb.png. So anyways, now let's just design the UI for our login page. So here on the login page, we will say return scaffold, and let's give it the background color, which will be colors dot black 12. Okay, then the body will be, let's call a function which we will implement now. Okay, login page UI. Okay, give it this name, and now let's just quickly implement this. So above the widget build, we can say login page UI. Now basically here we will add a condition which will check, that is, if we logged in using Facebook, if a user logged in using Facebook, and if he is already logged in, then in that case we will display the logged in screen, that is to retrieve and display the Facebook information of that specific user. Otherwise we will display the not logged in screen, just like we did in our Google sign-in app. Okay, so before doing that, we have to create the model class, okay, the user details, where we will get from Facebook, and as well as we will implement our login controller. So let's create the user model class. Okay, so right click on lib, new dot file, we will simply give it a name as users model class, give it name as users details. We will get three things. The first one is the string display name, email, and photo URL of the user from Facebook. Okay, and then say user this dot display name, pass it to the constructor quickly, this dot email, this dot photo URL. Now we need to create a map just like we did in the Google sign-in application. Okay, so we can say user details, it is users details dot from JSON, okay, map string dynamic, display name, photo URL, and email, display name, photo URL, and email. Okay, just follow the exact same spellings, and then after it we can say map string dynamic to JSON, final map string dynamic data. Okay, just like we did in the Google sign-in, because we are assigning the data to our this data map. Okay, so then we return the data. So this is all about our user details model. Okay, user model. Now come back to our login controller quickly, and here we can create an instance of our users model, users details. Okay, this is our user model. You can give it name as user details, and here we have to implement a function for allowing the user to sign in with Facebook. So we can say allow user to sign in with FB. FB means Facebook. At Facebook auth dot I dot login. Permissions, we have to specify the permissions, which is public underscore pro comma email. After this we have to check the status of our login. So for that we can add a condition, that is if result dot status becomes equals to login status dot success, it means that we are logged in now and we have to request data from Facebook, that is the name, email, and profile picture. Final request data equals to at Facebook auth.I dot get user data fields. Inside the double quotes, the first field is the email, after it we have name, then after it we have picture, and we want the picture in large size, so for that we have to write the type of the picture. Okay, so we can say type, and inside the parentheses we can write large. So this is about to request data. Now after this, since we have now our requested data, now we can assign this data to our users model, which is our user details. Okay, so for that we can say here, that is this dot user details equals to new users details. First of all, we have the display name, so we can say request data name. Similarly for the email, and then for getting the picture we can say photo URL, comma photo URL, request data picture data URL. Okay, this is the way of getting the image from Facebook API. So if there is nothing, we will display null. And now after this we can notify the listeners. So now also let's quickly add the function for allowing the user to log out, sign out. Okay, so we can say allow user to sign out. So here we can say wait Facebook or.i dot logout semicolon, and then we can make the user details null, just like this, and then we can notify the listeners. That's it. Now we have to come back to our login page, and here we can now design the not logged in screen and already logged in screen. So we can say return consumer login controller context, comma model, comma child. Add curly braces here, make sure to put a semicolon here, and then we can check that if the model dot user details, if this is not equals to null, it simply means that if the user is logged in, then we can return center widget, and we can call a function which is already logged in screen. We will implement this now. Okay, and we will pass the model to it as a parameter, and then the second one will be the not logged in scene. So we can say else not logged in screen. Make sure to put semicolon here, and here we have to write a return. And now we have to implement both of these functions one by one. So after the login page UI, down here we can say already logged in screen. Okay, and we have to click here. Okay, already logged in screen, and okay, do not show the suggestion. Okay, but anyways, we have to receive this model as a parameter here. You can add it from here also by clicking this yellow bulb. Okay, this red bulb, add required positional parameter. If you click on it, it will automatically add the parameter. Otherwise you can add it manually like this, login controller model. Okay, and make sure to write here child, because center is a widget which is a single child widget. Okay, so make sure to write here child, already logged in screen. Then also let's implement this function. So this is our already logged in screen and not logged in screen. So first of all, let's implement the not logged in screen. So we can say return center widget child column widget. Main axis alignment will be at the center, and then we can say children widget. First we will display an image inside this padding widget. Okay, image.asset. Inside the assets folder we have an image by the name facebook.png, and then after this we can add our button to allow the user to sign in. That is when the user click on it. So we can say gesture deductor. Okay, inside it we have child image.asset. From the assets we get this image which is fb.png, the width for which will be 240, and then the on tap click event. Okay, when the user tap on it, what we want to do, we want to allow the user to sign in using Facebook. So you can say provider dot of context, here we can say login controller context comma listen false dot allow user to sign in with FB. Okay, that's it. So this is for allowing the user to sign in. This is our not logged in screen when the user is not already logged in. Okay, in case if the user is already logged in, that is after clicking on this fb.png button, okay, then we have to display this screen which is the already logged in screen. So let's just quickly design it. Here we can say return column widget, the main axis alignment center, cross axis alignment center. Then we can say children widget. First of all, we will display the profile image which we get from the Facebook for that specific user. Okay, so we can say background image dot network, and here we can say model dot user details add exclamation non-null dot photo URL, and then we can say dot image. We can specify the rate 100. After it we can add some size box of height 20, and then we need to display the icon for displaying the username. Okay, so we will have an icon and then the display name of that user from Facebook in a row. So we can say row main axis alignment dot center, and then we display this icon first and then the display name of that user. After the row we can add a size box of height 20, and then we can display the email of that person, okay, of that user, just like we display the name. Okay, first we display an icon in a row, and then after it we display the email in that same row. Okay, so after this row let's add a size box of height 20, and then finally we have to add basically the button to log out. So we can say action chip. The background color will be red. We can add an icon using the avatar property of action chip. Okay, padding child icon, the logout icon. Okay, and after this avatar, using the label property of the action chip, we can add the text widget, and we display this text which is logout. Okay, and we apply some text style on it. After the label, we have finally the on pressed event. So here we have to allow the user to log out when the user click on logout button. So we can say that provider dot of context login controller context comma listen false dot allow user to sign out. So now open up your browser, because we have to connect our project to Facebook. So you have to simply type this URL, which is developers.facebook.com. okay, developers.facebook.com, Facebook for developers. this one, okay, Facebook for developers. And now here you have to simply log in. Click here. Here you need to provide your email address, okay, your Facebook email, I mean the login and password, email and password for your Facebook. Here you need to write your Facebook email and then your Facebook password, and then you have to simply click on login. And now you will see this my apps, okay, simply click on this my apps and it will redirect you to these screens, okay, Facebook for developers. And here you will see this no apps yet create app button, okay, so just click on this create app button. You will see different options. You have to simply click on this business, select this, then click on continue, and here you have to provide the app display name. Now remember, the name must not contain any keyword related to face or book, okay. You can give it name, like for example I'm going to give it name as social, or let's say my social app, like this, okay, my social app. And then here app contact email, and then app purpose, so select this one, which is yourself or your own business. And then you will see this, do you have business manager account, so click here and choose no business manager account selected. I mean there is no need to choose anything, okay, so no business manager account selected. So then create app. Here it will ask for your Facebook password, so you have to provide, and then click on submit. Now here you will see this option, this one, which is Facebook login, okay, so you have to simply click on it, click on Android, okay, click next, copy this implementation, copy it and go back to the Android Studio. Here we have Android app build.gradle. Down here we have these dependencies, okay, inside it we can simply paste it. And now click next. Here we have to provide our package name, so come back here and in the build.gradle, if you scroll above you will see this application ID. Just copy this, okay, come back here and just paste that here, okay, just like this. And then we have the default activity class name, it is pasted here, okay, again. And then you have to write main activity in same spellings, okay, M is capital and A is capital, main activity, okay, just like this, main activity. And then click save, and then click continue. Now in this step we have to basically provide our key hashes, and I have already show you guys in the video where we get, in the previous video if you remember, where we get the SHA1, SHA256 and key hashes. I hope you remember that, okay. So you have to just copy the key hash, or key hash is key. You have to just go back and watch that video please, and using that video you can where I basically show you guys how to get the SHA1, SHA256 key and the key hashes, okay. So just please go and watch that video if you have not watched it yet, okay. Please go and watch. If you have already watched it, then you know how to get the key hashes. So just I copy this key hash and come back here and to the browser, and you can simply paste that key hashes here, okay. This is my key hash, and then click save, and then click continue, then click next. Now we have to create this strings.xml file inside the app res values, okay. So just come back here to the Android Studio, and here we have Android app src main res values. And now inside this values, okay, right click on values and then new file, and we can give it name as strings.xml. okay, as you can see here, strings.xml. Resources string name app underscore name, and here we have to provide our app name, so we can say my social app. Now we have to copy this, which is add the following. Okay, copy it, and after the app name we have to paste it here. Okay, just like this, and then after it this internet permission, copy it, come back here. Now close the strings.xml, and now here in our Android app src main Android manifest.xml, here at the top above the application we can simply paste that, and after it we have the metadata. Okay, so copy this also and come back here. Here scroll down here, and after this slash activity, okay, here we can simply paste it. So yeah, that's it. Now come back to the browser, click next, then click next, and click next, click next, click next. Okay, then click on go to the dashboard. Okay, click on dashboard. So this is our app. Now our project is connected to the Facebook login. Okay, now we are ready to basically test the app. So let's just close all these files. So let's just click on the play button. Click on login with Facebook. Now here provide your email or your Facebook username and then your password. And now click on continue. And here we go. Here you can see it retrieve and display my profile, Facebook profile information. Click on logout in order to log out from the app.